And this is Friday Night Metal and the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. Today we're sitting down with one of the most electrifying vocalists of the new generation. She's the powerhouse lyricist and frontwoman of Deadlands, a band injecting new life into post-hardcore and pulling massive attention across platforms with millions of followers, millions of views, and a brutally honest songwriting style. Deadlands just dropped their incredible EP 7. It's on Spine Farm Universal. 7 songs, 7 deadly sins, and a whole new level of artistry. Kasey has also hit huge festivals like Aftershock, Louder Than Life, and Blue Ridge, and even stepped in as a lead vocalist, handpicked by Nita Strauss for her touring band as well. This woman is unstoppable. Say hello to Kasey Karlsen. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. What an intro. I don't know if I could top that.
Well, it's great to have you, Kasey. Now, for listeners and viewers discovering you for the first time, who are you and what shaped the artist you are today?
Well, my name is Kasey, and like you said, I am the frontwoman of Deadlands, and I have done some work with Nita Strauss. Honestly, there's so much that I feel like has shaped me. I have had, I love video games. Video games has absolutely influenced my love for metal. My dad has influenced my love for metal. And just music in general has always been a part of my life. And even my brother, who used to shred on guitar like nobody's business, even got me into metal. And I feel like a lot of it was just meant to be because I kept getting hit with metal from a bunch of different angles. And, I just feel like that absolutely shaped who I am today for sure.
Yeah, you're from Long Island. I'm from Long Island. I know Long Island's got a great metal history, having worked in rock radio too on Long Island starting out in my career. You've been writing deeply personal lyrics since high school. How has your perspective evolved from those early days to the 7 era now?
Well, I think I more so try to blend rather than just have it be my own thoughts alone. I feel like I want to send people into a different realm where it almost allows us to escape today's world, today's earth, just at least for a minute, because obviously we have so much turmoil going on in the world, and it's always so stressful. And I think it's important to be able to shut that off and to be able to go to an emotional place where you can free yourself of all the BS that's going on in the world and be able to channel that. So in my writing, I kind of have tried to build another sort of kingdom outside of our consciousness to kind of go to when we are feeling down or annoyed or happy or angry or just when you're just wanting to step out of right now.
Music's clearly in your DNA. You mentioned your brother, your father. What was your turning point moment when you realized this is it? Music is my life.
Well, I mean, I there were so many times where I used to just cry in my car being like, I want to be a vocalist so bad, but it's never gonna happen. I will never meet people. I can never find like-minded people who are willing to be in a band with me. And with that being said, I think honestly I can attribute everything to my friend Anthony Conti. He also has his own band on Long Island and they're called Resistor. They're absolutely amazing. We're actually touring with them in December, so I'm super excited about that. But I had never met him before and he had found me on this app that used to be called Flint. And it was essentially like Tinder for finding bandmates, right? And he had reached out to me and been like, "Do you want to jam? I have some people looking to start a band." And from that day forward, from when I met them, like we had all jammed and practiced. I was like, "You guys aren't getting rid of me. I'm sorry." And that was that. I think I also CJ had for those of you who don't know, is my guitarist and producer in Deadlands. He is my other half, and he had sold me his laptop and taught me how to use Logic in a 5 minute session, I guess you could say. And he had helped me with doing covers. And without him, I wouldn't be doing any of this right now. So honestly, a lot of it was just meeting the right people and finding people that believed in me. And it was history after that.
Deadlands has a truly unique blend of post-hardcore cinematic layers. How would you describe the Deadlands sound in your own words?
Oh man, I mean, that's such a hard question because I find that labeling ourselves is it doesn't help because the biggest bands out there, you have Sleep Token, you have Bring Me the Horizon, they don't fit into any sort of box.
Yeah.
You could say that they're heavy music, but at their roots, you don't know what they are. They're indescribable. So I would like to say if there was a new fan to be like, oh, what would you even call them? What would you call yourselves? I'd probably say new metalcore, maybe post metalcore, something of the sorts. And I mean, we've been working on a new record, and it's definitely on the lighter side, I guess I would say, compared to what we have on Seven, because we get really nasty on that one. It's more so on the cinematic side of stuff, which I'm really excited about. So we're just playing around and seeing what is right in the moment and what will aid to our evolution, I guess.
Kasey, with you and CJ, you've got a powerful creative chemistry. What does the writing and production process look like together?
Writing Seven, we were just trying a bunch of new different things. We were trying to work with as many people as possible to see who we liked working with, what this person is good at, what this song needs. So a lot of it was very experimental, but with this new record that we've been writing, a lot of it I will start with the lyrics and melody a cappella by myself, and then I will bring it to CJ and have him build the instrumental. He'll add on like a second verse or a bridge or a breakdown wherever. So it's been more so collaborative with just him and I think, this time around, which feels really nice.
The EP is seven. It is out. It's an incredibly ambitious concept, each song representing a deadly sin. What inspired this theme?
Honestly, I was playing video games right here in my old house, and I had Andrew, who is our drummer, sitting next to me. And I was like, we should do the seven deadly sins. He was like, yeah, you should call CJ and see what he thinks about that. And CJ loved the idea. And I feel like it just fell perfectly because before we even had that concept, House of Cards was already out. And
Yeah.
with the theming of House of Cards, with how angry it was, I was just like, the fact that this fits perfectly within Wrath, I think it just catapulted everything else to be even more so fitting than we could have even thought.
Which sin track challenged you the most, vocally or emotionally?
Ooh, oh my God. Okay. I think vocally, I would have to say Wither,
Mm.
because writing that song too is very difficult because I'm not a lazy person. At least I haven't been told that I'm a lazy person. And it was just really hard to put myself in a place where I was almost yelling at myself to like get up and do stuff. And so I think that was definitely difficult, especially with the amount of range that is in that song vocally. It's just, I have my highest highs and my lowest lows, and just the most disgusting, gnarliest vocals that I could muster up to produce. And then emotionally, I think More was probably the most tricky because we all struggle with things such as addiction. Eating disorders is also a huge thing. And find going in and seeking inward during that process, like I really had to poke and prod at my past and poke and prod at the things that I was struggling with in the moment. And it just felt very vulnerable to write, but honestly, I am so glad that that was the subject matter that we were talking about, because I feel like it still is so stigmatized, and we should really be talking about it more.
You did a collab on this EP with the Pretty Wild, Jill and Jules, our good friends here on the Metal Queens podcast and Friday Night Metal. How did that come about?
Oh my God. Okay. So I was scrolling on TikTok one day and magically I pop up on this video of these two blonde girls saying, SOS, someone help. Nah, F it, I'll do it myself. And then Jill just comes and screams manifest. And I was like, are you kidding me? I need this song right now. And it wasn't even out. I'm talking about Black Ops is one of their songs. It's
Mm,
amazing. And as soon as that song came out, I was like, these girls are incredible. And I DM'd them. I was like, you guys are insane. I would love to do something with you. I didn't even know if they'd want to do anything with Deadlands. And they were like, dude, let's write a freaking song together. I was like, absolutely, I'm in. And we got to talking, we got to concepts, and of course they made it onto the record with Kundalini, and that is our song about envy. And we all were just talking about like what better fu to being jealous and envious than three badass females who
yep.
are just taking the metal scene by storm. You have the singing, you have the screaming, you have the rapping from Jill. I mean, it was a no-brainer. And still to this day, I think that they are quite literally changing the game in every aspect of metal, every aspect of music in general. And they are really like the most talented people that I know, genuinely.
Yeah, that collab is badass. You got to check out that video. It is. You have headlined all over the US and hit festivals, as I mentioned earlier, like Louder Than Life, Aftershock, and Blue Ridge. What show stands out as your most holy shit moment?
Oh man. I mean, I feel like there's so many now, which is so amazing to say, but I feel like our first time at Blue Ridge, that was our first festival that we ever played. And before I got on stage, I was shaking like a leaf. I
Mm.
was literally shaking in my boots. I was terrified. And then there's this thing in the music industry, or if you're a performer, you have an adrenaline dump where you essentially like you're ready, you're in the go zone, and then the second that you run on stage, everything's just like energy is at a 9,000 and you don't even know what you're doing. You're kind of on autopilot. And I look back on that performance and I'm like, we were so young. I think I was probably 20 years old, maybe 21 if I'm lucky. And it's not a perfect performance by any means. Of course, there's hiccups. It's our first festival ever. But the crowd that we had, especially opening the festival, was the biggest thing. We were literally the first band to start playing, and we were right by the entrance, and we had a huge crowd that I don't even know how big it is in retrospect. I see the pictures and I'm like, that is immense. But the fact that that was our first festival and that was the first crowd on our first tour that we went in front of was incredible. I'd also say Aftershock was a big holy shit moment because we're going across the country. We're New York based. Going to California is also insane. And again, we had like the biggest pits of our life there. And the crowd was so into it. There was people crowd surfing, moshing, singing the words along. It was incredible. And I really hope that we can get to have some of those this year.
When the crowd is singing those words back to you, that's got to be a great feeling. Do you think about the hard work that went into that particular song?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were, especially with Seven, we were very meticulous and methodical with what we were putting in, and we wanted it to mean something not only to us, but to everybody else. And so, that being said, when we hear the people sing back the words, like we have this one song on the record called Die in Paradise. And it wasn't originally supposed to be a sing along when it was written. But as soon as I heard it when we were running the set, I was like, we have to make this a sing along. And, we just toured with Scene Queen and Girly over the summer. And when we had the crowd singing back the words so loud every single night, it made us feel so incredible. Especially knowing that we are kind of just poking fun at being greedy in that sense and saying like you cannot overcome something that you don't acknowledge. And I just think it's really cool that people were able to sit with that, radiate with that, and have fun at a show and singing it live. It's amazing.
Did you ever get this far in your dreams growing up in that town in Suffolk County, Long Island?
Oh my God, no. No. I mean I used to think that this was an impossible dream in my head.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, so like being a singer, being a vocalist, that's like the impossible dream next to like being the president, you know? And the fact that I mean, granted, everybody on Long Island who we've worked with has always been so gung ho for us and has been so incredible at recognizing how hard that we work, and they always do their best to really get the word out about us. Like even Amityville Music Hall is one of the venues that we had played for our
Yes.
first shows, and we still play there to this day. Granted, they just redid themselves and it looks amazing now, but you know, I still remember when they were giving us hope and being like, you guys are going to be something big one day. And I always think about those people who always believed in us at the beginning, and it's just great.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that venue. I moved out of Long Island a long time ago, but I've heard great things about it.
Oh yeah, you totally have to revisit, and I mean it's beautiful now. They completely redid the stage and everything.
Mm.
It's double the size. They like knocked down the place next door. And it's beautiful. So I love it. And it
I,
has
g-
a green room now, which it didn't before.
I got to see you guys play there. That's what I'll do.
Yes, 100%.
And speaking of that, what is next for you? New singles for 2026? Big year coming up? Tours?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2026, we are going to be grinding, grinding, grinding. We really want this to be the year of the Deadlands, essentially. So, you know, as I was stating before, we are working on the new record right now. We just locked in a really sick producer that we're super excited to work with. In December, we have a little mini run, which is going to be our last time to tour until the spring, which I will not say too much about that because it hasn't been announced yet. But I will say it's going to be international for the first time, which is
Mm.
amazing. So we are just ready to hit the ground running. We're going to be doing everything the right way this time. We want to make sure that we're taking our time and really planning things out so that everybody knows that we are in business this time around. We're not just messing around. This is our time to lock in and deliver the best record that we possibly could.
All right. So you heard it here. International. We have a lot of European artists and listeners and viewers here on the Metal Queens podcast. So something coming from Deadlands next year, international. Good
I wouldn't
tease,
say it's European, just to say.
but international.
I wouldn't say it's European, but international, which is a step towards Europe. Yes.
Yes. There we go. Kasey Karlsen, uh, Deadlands. Her work with Deadlands, pushing boundaries, breaking molds, and proving exactly why she's one of the most watched voices in modern metal today. Make sure you stream the new EP 7. Check out that collab with the Pretty Wild. Watch the latest videos and catch the band on their upcoming tour dates as well. Kasey, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Steve.
Thanks for watching, and like it, share it, subscribe to it, write a review. I'm Steve Richards.